Team coverage continues. Congressional lawmakers from our state are standing behind protesters and echoing their calls for change. They're introducing new legislation in hopes of addressing racial disparities here in our state and across the country. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Aya Galal is live at our digital desk with more on that. Aya.
Hi, Kara. Yes, Senators Chris Murphy and Richard Blumenthal say there needs to be meaningful debate over laws of the nation and what should change. They also say we are at a moment in our country where our democracy is at risk.
Black Lives Matter! The message of demonstrators has been loud and clear. Change is necessary, and it needs to happen fast.
It's not anyone asking for special privileges or anything else. It's just people asking to be treated like human beings.
U.S. Senators Chris Murphy and Richard Blumenthal speaking in Hartford Friday, expressing their support for protesters.
This moment of reckoning for the United States is long overdue.
Senator Murphy addressing some of the racial disparities in our state when it comes to education and housing.
We're the most affluent state in the nation, and yet kids in this state are less likely than almost anywhere else in the country to go to school with a child that isn't the same race as them.
He's hoping these protests turn into a new civil rights movement that will compel lawmakers to action.
As an African American today, if you are young and poor, you are more likely to end up in jail than you are to graduate from college.
Both lawmakers have introduced legislation that would constrain the president's use of force against protesters. This comes after unidentified law enforcement were seen patrolling the streets of D.C.
That's dangerous. It doesn't allow for accountability.
Using military force against American citizens is a violation of constitutional rights when it is used to suppress free speech.
The other piece of legislation would require more accountability from law enforcement when it comes to police brutality and use of force. The Training and Independent Review Act would provide resources for training, screening of recruits, and evaluation of police officers while on the job.
The nation should take those standards and protocols and practices and make them uniform across our country.
The senators say the legislation will be introduced in Washington next week. They are hoping to have Republicans co-sponsor the bills and have bipartisan support as well. Live at the digital desk, Aya Galal, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.